Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. You've reached A+B equals C. What does that mean? It means art and business. We'll give you cash clients and I'm going to consult with you on how to do that. So welcome, my name is Michelle. I have run a business for over 37 years now in the same field, have a successful business, have multiple channels of income, employ over a dozen people, and everything you can think of, I've tried it in one way or another. So today's episode is to figure out what it is you guys exactly want. Now, I was going to start a coaching course here, and I was really going to gear it towards the things that I knew and fast tracking people to success. But what I discovered over the last week, where I just attended a conference in Vegas, was there's so much more that we can offer. So this episode today is really how I can bring you in, the client, and ask you and answer the burning questions you have about the field. All right, so let's get started. Who am I? Again, my name is Michelle. The company I run is called Glass Academy. It's located here in Dearborn, Michigan, which is right outside of Detroit. It is the home at Henry Ford where there's tons of creativity happening, big automotive, lots of people in automation in cars and in tech here. Just as important, all around Lake Michigan are a bunch of artists, and we made a successful business that is still profitable today and running. But I'm going to switch my emphasis to coaching. So in this coaching, I've started asking people what they'd like to see, because what I am noticing is a few things. This course would be for you if you are someone who's taking an early retirement, or maybe with the new president, you're getting a buyout, or maybe you've made enough money in the tech field or accounting or whatever it is, and you're ready to try that lifelong dream of yours that you've always had, but you set it aside because you thought, I'm going to do that thing that's reliable, but now you're ready to play. Well, I'm here to tell you art can be just as reliable if you get the proper steps in line. So what does that look like? Well, we're going to do a series of exercises. If you sign up for my coaching program, I take you through a series of steps. And in those steps, what we do is we get you to figure out what it is you truly desire. Now, some people, they will want a showing in a gallery. They'll want high-end gallery, people walking through all dressed up, art all over the walls, 3D sculptures, whatever it is. Their friends and family coming, oohing and ahhing over all the work. That might be a perfect level of success. But I'm telling you, there's a lot more levels. Maybe you're introverted and you don't want to do a gallery show. That's something I've never desired. I never want to have a show where I've got to talk to 50 people in one night about my artwork. I just don't want to do it. So there's other ways around this. You could do a podcast, or you could do an interview session where you sell your work online. You might not even feel comfortable doing that. So another option might be Etsy. Maybe your pieces are a normal price range of, say, $40 to $200. Maybe Etsy is the perfect client for you. Maybe you want to do large-scale sculptures where you only want to sell to corporate clients. That's a whole different ballgame. So in my course, what I teach you to do is kind of ask these questions of yourself. We're going to get to technique and what your artwork actually is in a little bit. But before you even get started, there's lots of basis questions you need to ask. Now, my perfect client, there's someone who has done another job their whole entire life, and they want fast access to knowing how to grow as quick and as profitable as they can. Now, the reason I say someone older who may be retired or taking a buyout, or it's a second career for them, is because they're going to have time and money that they can work on this course. If you're fresh out of college and you don't know which direction you're going and you got to get food on the table and you like to party on the weekends, this course is not going to be for you because you got to do the work. There is going to be work and effort involved in this course, and it's super fun and you'll have some really good outcomes of what you develop and what you learn. But this isn't a fast action to make you gobs of money with your artwork overnight, because your artwork is one thing, and we have to find buyers and places to show you. And my guess is if you're just getting started, your artwork needs to develop. That's going to take some time to do. So this last week I attended a course, 5,000 entrepreneurs in a room. Now, granted, most of them were from the tech industry, and they were there to do some software things, etc. There were many coaches that were there, but what there were not there that I was surprised was many like product sellers. So when I told people what I did and handed them, and of course I don't have one in front of me right now, maybe in the drawer? Nope. Let's see. When I handed them a sticker, I don't have one of ours, that said what I did, they were all like, oh, this is so fun. Oh my gosh, tell me more about this. So there's definitely an interest that people have in art. They wanted to know more about the process, how I got into it. And I cannot tell you, out of these 5,000 people, and maybe I met 100 people that I really had a conversation with, how many of them said, boy, I wish I could do this. Or, I'm an artist, but yet you have a tech job? What? So my goal is to kind of pull and pluck out of you. Are you an artist? Do you really want to be an artist? Is it true you want to be an artist? Because you can start an art career alongside the current job that you have, but you just got to put the time in. And if you are ready to get out of your job, then that's the perfect time to start something new. But I'll tell you, if you don't have any goals or visions of where you're heading, it's going to be very difficult to get you where you want to go. It's going to be frustrating. That starving artist mentality is going to hit you from all sides. And it's not just your family and friends that are going to say it. It's going to be society, people you meet in other places, the social media you post, all these other things. We're going to clean out that head trash as we go along. So to get my coaching program going, I did research some other companies, and I went undercover. I was like incognito. It was really fun. And so one of the companies that I went under, I really liked what they had to offer, but their presentation was horrible. If I was just coming into this company, the way that they talked would just scare me silly because I didn't know what half the terms were. I didn't understand what they were saying. They were telling me all these things I was supposed to do, and I just didn't know if that was valid or not. So in my course, we're going to have some Q&A. We're going to have conversations. We're all going to get on a Zoom call, and we're going to have conversations where you can ask questions, and you can do this at your own pace. The lessons are going to be in there. You can watch them at any time. You can take them at your own pace. If you're going out of town for 2 weeks, 2 months, a year, you can always come back to them. You'll have lifetime access. But my courses are created so you take them at your own speed. There's no rush to get through this. There's no golden ticket at the end of the rainbow, because heck, that rainbow keeps going. So what I want to say, let's see, what do I want to say? I want to say that a career in art is completely possible. What I've noticed about this conference, there were so many people that would talk about their company. Oh, we made $1 million last year. We made $7 million, $24 million. I have enough money. I never have to work a day in my life again, but they're unfulfilled. And so what's the next step for them? The other thing is, you can say your company makes all the money in the world. It doesn't mean that that money is going into your pocket. It means your company makes that kind of money. So it was a really interesting dynamic to be around people that were so interested in us as an artist. I went with my son, and people would just stop and talk to us, ask us questions, and want to know more about our lifestyle. So being an artist awards us all kinds of unique opportunities, and that's one of the reasons I chose this career path. For me, I can produce large bodies of work. I can do seasoned events. I can take time off when I want. I can work outdoors. I can travel. I could spend time with my kids when they were young. This lifestyle rewarded me with many things that were down my personal vision list, or vision quest, things that were really important to me in my life. Quick example, I love to garden, and I want to eat my own food. And I want to farm. So it allows me the time to volunteer on other farms, to be in a community I super enjoy. And while I'm out there farming, while I'm weeding or picking flowers, I am actually getting downloads of ideas for next creations in my studio that have all been extremely profitable and exciting. So I want to know from you guys, tell me about what are your fears? What are your questions? What do you want to know about being an artist? Does it seem really scary? Does it seem exciting? Are you anxious to learn more about it? Do you, I don't even know. I can't even fathom the questions you're going to ask because I've been doing this for so long. I do know when we have our holiday shows, I cannot tell you how many people come up to me and talk to me about how they went to art school, how they were an artist, how they paint on the side or they do woodworking on the side. But I always question what stops them from making a leap to showing someone their work or having a gallery show, or why they don't do more with it. And sometimes, depending on the person, sometimes I'll ask, but for the most part, they want to find out how I did it. They're not interested in being interviewed. But sometimes I'll get to know people a little better, and it's kind of surprising. They're scared. I'm like, what is there to be scared of? Like, it's not public speaking. You're not going out on a stage in front of 10,000 people. Like, what is there to be scared of? Make a widget, put it in a gallery and see if it sells. Or put it on Etsy, see what people say. You'd be really surprised sometimes. I have a friend recently who was inspired by some work we do, and she went and bought colored pencils. And they were watercolor pencils. And then you sketch it out and then you fill it in with water, like a paintbrush. And she's like, whoa, this is really hard. But on the same hand, she stopped watching TV. She lost some of her depression or her anxiety about working too much. And all of a sudden she's found this new hobby, and it just like created a whole new life in her. So even if you're scared to sell your work, you might want to do it just to develop your creative side. Maybe you're going to make a bunch of paintings and put them in your grandson's bedroom. Maybe he likes giraffes. You'll paint a bunch of giraffes. I don't know. There's so many options that are available. So I wrote down some notes when I was in my course. It was crazy busy, crazy wild. But we're going to do my coaching course as a two-part. We're going to do one part of it, technical skills of glass blowing. The second part of it is going to be all the other things you need to do. So sales, marketing, display, where to promote, how to set up social media that works for an artist. All those other things are going to be covered in my courses. So we're going to share this with our glassblowing audience, our customers. Then we're going to share it to schools and colleges. We're going to share it because they're going to want to know the technical side. And then we're going to start building an email list of people who are interested in art as a second career. And so if this is you, throw some comments down below and tell me what your burning questions are so we can start fleshing out that course, cater to your needs. I will say this course is going to be very visually oriented. While today you see me talking to you and it just seems one-sided, I am definitely going to have props and pictures and examples to show you. I'm going to take the camera with me. We're going to go places. We're going to check on things. We're going to be filming in all sorts of different places. So I myself am a visual learner. I would have to read the transcript of this to really retain the information that was in it. If I watch a video, I can remember things by video, but I'm not an audio learner, or written word is visual to me because I'm reading it. So I'm going to gear this course towards visual learners. I find most artists are probably visual learners. And let me get back to that course that I pretended I was a student in. When they were talking about some of the things, like, you're going to need a website, and then you're going to need this, and then we're going to host you, and then we're going to do this, and this, and this. And they were all really valid things, and it really made sense. But if I was just coming to it for the first time, I would be so intimidated and throwing so much money at what they had to offer without knowing if the return on investment was worth it. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways that you can build your program, build your course, build your art portfolio, and then decide which way is to go best. What I really want to do is give you clarity to know what the choices are so you can make valid choices on which way you want to go. There are so many directions to go, and it's so exciting. So leave in the comments below and follow me on Instagram and follow me on YouTube. Subscribe to this channel. As soon as we get enough participation, the first course is going to start. I anticipate that starting in a month or so. Today is February 17th of 2025. I'm building the YouTube channel, building Instagram, and there's going to be lots to share. So nice chatting with y'all today. Looking forward to seeing you in the future. Have a great day.